All right, so I'm back up in this damn attic again, trying to prove my case because I just had a meeting with one of the higher ups, and I felt like they gave the homeowner some poor information, um, which I'm going to potentially illustrate in another video. But so she got her hands on all this documentation today, and I was going through it, and this is the the trust plan, trust design, and then floating out here by itself was this trust. You probably can't. Well, this is a stamp set, and this, I believe, is a revised trust repair because this trust is not in the stamp set of drawings. But the funny thing about this truss, I don't know how to do this and not be blurry. What am I doing wrong? Anyway, you can't see it, but right there, it says what you're supposed to put right here for this repair. And it says attached with 7/16 OSB gusset to each face of the truss with nails per following nail schedule. And all of this shit. And then in the last sentence it says for a net 2 inches on center spacing in each covered truss member. So I went over here and dug this thing out to see what was actually going on. And there's the gusset. But that's not OSB. That's a 2x12 with the longitudinal grain running in the same direction as the shear force of the truss. And so I cleared out about a square foot of it. And I count 1, 2, 3 nails. And I don't think that's 2 inches on center. Cleared this side out. The wrong material again. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4 nails. Not 2 inches on center. Not OSB. OSB, oriented strand board. So it doesn't have shear strength and longitudinal grain like a 2x12. And then this particular individual had told the homeowner, the trusses don't need braces. I about fell out on the floor, but I didn't have any evidence in my hand at the time to back it up, but I found it. Right there, bracing, webs, and it tells you where to put them. There's a brace. There's the brace. So I look at this truss brace, and we'll cut the phone off. And see that seal? That's why I think this is a repaired truss. I think they had to cut this truss because they fucked up and cut the steel. But the truss designer stamped and sealed this, and this is what he wanted to do. He wanted a 1/2 inch OSB, and he wanted a certain amount of nails in it, and he wanted braces. And he tells us where to put them. 1 row, midpoint between 6 and 12. Let's find where 6 and 12 is. There's 12 and there's 6. So he wants a brace there. 8 and 11. 8 and 11. He wants a brace midway there. And 9 and 16. 9 and 16. He wants a brace right here. So I looked in here. All right, so the brace between 8 and 11. All right, they got that one. And I come over here and I look, one between 6 and 12. Well, they had it, but they probably got tired of busting their head on it, so they cut it in half. I can't see the brace over there because it's all covered up with insulation. I can't see if there's any, I mean, I can see there's no hangers holding the bottom cord. And then there's this notation about, where is this thing? This truss. This truss has been designed. That's the wrong truss. This truss. So this truss, this kind of illustrates one other point I was making. This truss was designed for a 10-pound load. This truss was designed for a live load of 20 pounds per square foot. And something about, I don't understand, it's 3'6" tall by 2 foot wide and will fit between the bottom cords. You know, I mean, I guess that's about 3 foot by 2 foot. I don't know how much it weighs. I'm wondering those cinder blocks probably weigh something. Or who's even cinder blocks? Styrofoam. God, but I'm wondering. Yeah, that's styrofoam. Well, that helps. I'm wondering if this is why Tim had 85 nail pops in the ceiling. So I don't know how much this thing weighs. You know, in the diagonal brace that the plan calls for, well, they got one from the gable and it's coming down in here, but they didn't put it to anything that had a positive tie. It's just flopping in the breeze too. I mean, at least the way I was taught, you tie from the gable and you run down into the crotch of the truss where it's tied to a wall like that. Not just flopping out in the breeze. Maybe I'm wrong. There's no continuity in that brace. It just stops. And they put another one on, it stops. And they put another one on, and it stops. None of those are tied together. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just an idiot, because even when I got all the documentation on my side, it don't seem like I win the arguments. But when I get information like that in my hand, I got no problem. I think I illustrated in a previous video. I'll go head to head with those know-it-alls anytime. Because it's all theater. 99% bullshit. And I don't mind going through and researching it, improving it. Alright, let me get the hell out of this attic.